I guess you love movies. I do too. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be doing a Blu-ray update video. Obviously, I said about this before in some earlier videos that when Christmas came around, and hopefully you've all had a great Christmas, I have personally, and I said that I was going to do some, update my Blu-ray collection because I'd asked for quite a lot of Blu-rays for Christmas, and I thought I'd do a video, talking about the films I got, films I'd seen, films I hadn't seen, and if I was going to sort of be, excited to watch them on Blu-ray, and that's what this video is about today. So let's get into it. So the first Blu-ray is Pan's Labyrinth. Pan's Labyrinth is a fantastic movie. I think it's one of the great fantasy films. It's very dark, brilliantly made. The cinematography is great. I think the production design and all of the different creatures throughout the film are amazing, and I think they're so well made and so well done, and they feel so real. And that's why I love Pan's Labyrinth. It's this dark fairy tale, and I think it's a great film. And if you haven't seen it, I definitely recommend you checking it out. Another film which isn't a Blu-ray, mainly because I couldn't actually get it. There is a US import, but that is only region 1, and that is Ikura, which is Akira Kurosawa's film. This is kind of my main thing at the moment, is to go and look at Kurosawa's films. I've heard a lot about him. Obviously he's an incredibly famous foreign director. He's Japanese. He's made some of the great films of the sort of 50s era in Japanese cinema, samurai films and so on. Ikura is obviously, it means to live in Japanese, and it's about a bureaucrat who gets terminal cancer and ends up realising that he spent his life doing the same thing and he hasn't really lived his life to the full, and it's really him sort of realising that and sort of acting on that throughout the film. I've heard great things about this movie and I've wanted to watch it for quite a long time. I'm really looking forward to watching that. I would have liked to get it on Blu-ray, but unfortunately that wasn't possible. Another great samurai film that I've heard a lot of great things about is Harakiri, directed by Masaki Kobayashi. I've heard that this is one of the great samurai films of all time. It's got a very high rating on IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm really looking forward to checking this out and seeing how great a film it is. One of my favourite films of all time, and a film I've wanted to own for quite a long time, ever since I've seen it the first time, which is arguably for me the greatest British film of all time, and that is The Third Man. This is the 4-disc special edition from Vintage Classics. It's a 4K restoration. I watched it a few days ago. It was amazing. It was so good. I love this movie so much. The cinematography is amazing. The performances are great. And it really is, in my opinion, the greatest film noir ever made. On to the next one. Another film I just recently watched is The Conversation with Gene Hackman, Francis Ford Coppola's movie. I really enjoyed this film. It is very slow. If you're not into slow building thrillers, then you probably won't have enjoyed it as much as me. However, I found this film to be very good, a great slow burn and a fantastic performance from Gene Hackman. The ultimate classic, really, of all classics, alongside Citizen Kane, and a movie that I truly love, and that is Casablanca. Just had to get it on Blu-ray, and it was fabulous. I watched it on Boxing Day with my family, and it's a fantastic movie, and of course one of the most classic films of all time. From a classic film to a very new film, a very recent film in animation, Zootopia, wherever it depends on where you're from, what it's actually really called. Fantastic animated film, funny, sharp, entertaining, great voice actors, all on point. But it has also a great message about prejudice and preconceptions of what people are like because of their race or because of their gender, and it's a fantastic film that gives a great message to kids as well as being very, very entertaining. Arguably my favourite horror film of all time. I spoke about it in my 5 favourite horror films video. That's The Shining, one of Jack Nicholson's greatest performances and one of my favourite Kubrick films. It truly is terrifying, and I do love this film very, very much. Another film that I simply had to get, I have to see this movie because it's arguably one of the greatest films of all time for a lot of people. I've never got around to watching it because it is very, very long, and it is, you know, quite old now, and that is Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. This is the BFI Steelbook. It's beautiful, it's so nice, I like it a lot, and I can't wait to see this movie on Blu-ray. I'm absolutely pumped to see this film. One of my favourite crime films of all time, a brilliant film from Fernando Morientes, who hasn't really made that many films, not Fernando Morientes, Morales. He hasn't really made that many films since this film, but this is a brilliant film, and that is City of God, some of the greatest editing I've ever seen in a movie. It's got this vivid, raw feel to it, and I really love this film. One of my favourite westerns of all time, which I spoke about in my Butch Cassidy review, my The Good, the Bad and the Ugly review, is The Searchers. Brilliant film, beautiful, brilliantly shot. I think John Wayne's greatest performance. This is really a masterpiece of westerns, and truly, definitely a film that I wanted on Blu-ray. And now one of my favourite comedies of all time, that is Life of Brian. I wanted to get this because I recently got Holy Grail, which is my favourite comedy of all time, but this film is still hilarious and I love it. It's one of the great British comedies. Obviously, the greatest holiday time film, the best Christmas film ever made, and that's It's a Wonderful Life. Just a brilliant film. James Stewart, arguably his greatest performance. I love this film a lot. Frank Capra's masterpiece, brilliant film. Another Akira Kurosawa film, and that is Rashomon, about the different perspectives, and it's truly an iconic film, which I have never seen, and I really am looking forward to watching that. One of my favourite Tarantino films now, and that's Inglorious Bastards. I love all the actors in this movie, they do a great job. The script is amazing, and the scene in a bar underground is one of the best scenes in all of Tarantino. This movie is so good. The penultimate Blu-ray now, and that is Heat, one of my favourite heist films, crime films, with arguably the two greatest actors of all time, Al Pacino and De Niro, in the same movie. They're truly phenomenal together, and I really, really love this film. It is one of Michael Mann's best, if not his best. And my final Blu-ray pickup was The Grand Budapest Hotel, my favourite Wes Anderson movie, a truly great, whimsical and quirky experience with great performances from everyone, especially Ralph Fiennes, who is just delightful and so funny in this movie. I love this movie very much. So there you go, that is all my Blu-rays that I got for Christmas. What did you think of my pickups? Do you like the movies I've got? Do you not? Whatever you think, drop your comments down in the section below. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching this video. Sorry, I might sound a bit different. I do have a cold right now. I'd be lucky to get through this video without just collapsing, because I've got a headache which is subsiding a little bit, but I've still got one, and I have quite a runny nose, so I am a little bit ill. So, but I thought I wanted to get this video out for you guys. I wanted to see all the Blu-ray pickups that I picked up, and hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Goodbye.